Welcome back to Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net, where you can get all of your latest political news. Today, Jack Roser and myself have Committeeman Ruth O'Connell from Wheeling Township, and we are talking about leadership. During the break, we were talking about Ruth's leadership and the secret sauce to Ruth's success in getting out the most votes in Cook County. Ruth, speak a little to what you actually do. It is said that you actually still walk precincts.
Precincts, sure. I have my own precinct, and the last election I was happy to have every one of our candidates carry my precinct. So I'm out there walking. Like I said, I don't ask anyone to do something I wouldn't be willing to do myself. And I think you need to set that example that you're willing to do anything that it takes to help the organization and to give people credit. And that's real important. You need to recognize your leadership and what they're doing, and I try and do that. So.
Well, you exemplify leadership because you lead by example, and you put tireless hours in. This is your job, if you will, because you do not work outside the home any
I have
longer.
the time to put in. We have regular hours in Wheeling Township. I have volunteers that take a time slot, so we have them posted on the outside so people know when we're there, when the door is open, and we have a lot of walk-in traffic. Usually when I'm there, somebody comes in, wants to be registered to vote. All our precinct captains, just about every one of them is a deputy registrar, so they have the ability to register voters, and when we have our office open, there's always a registrar in the office willing to help whoever comes in and needs help or needs to be registered.
Ruth, this description you're giving is one that Tea Party people, I really admire what they're doing, but you are a Republican elected official that's really doing a job of organizing, and you stand for all of the good things in life that Republicans are supposed to stand for. And you are a rallying point for Tea Party people who are starting to do the work of politics.
Right, and we do welcome them into our office and do have them involved. If they want to take a precinct or they want to walk a block, we do include them in our numbers. We also include the Libertarians in our office. We don't shut down when this isn't an election year in the fall. We don't shut down. We work year-round. We do a summer canvass. We ask our precinct captains to go out and contact the independents, see what is of concern to them so that we can bring them out to the polls next year, particularly in the fall of 2012.
Ruth, what is the biggest concern that you found for the independents? What do you think is going to be the magic thing for them to get out to the polls to vote?
I think that our president has done us a big favor in the Republican Party by what he's doing with the spending and taking the country into such debt. And people are concerned about the economy. They're concerned about jobs and how they're going to pay the bills to make their day-to-day needs met.
Ruth, we've had people in the party that deserve the title Rhino, Republican in name only. You've done the work, and you've done it for the reasons why the Republican Party exists and why the Tea Party people are mad at a lot of the top, and justifiably so, of the Republicans that loafed along and only looked to re-elect themselves into the Republican Party. And that's why Brady lost, not only from the fact that he gave nobody a reason to vote for him. The issues were not clearly drawn with him. And we have immensely large issues. If you got a big problem, the remedy ought to be of equal size or bigger. And there wasn't much talk about the remedy of all the crookedness and the financial disaster that is the state of Illinois.
I think if he had talked about these issues, it showed we could have won that governor's seat. Oh. I mean, by losing by only 20,000 votes.
He started out 15% ahead. He had $15 million to spend, and he didn't spend it on projecting the remedy for the disaster that is Illinois.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to work hard now in the 2012 and then in the 2 years following.
The track is clear. A lot of the people at the top of the party that went along with that nonsense of a prevent defense for Brady, they didn't do him any favor by sanitizing him of real issues. No, they didn't.
Yeah.
But that part of the party is gone. The donors that gave money to those office holders, they're gone. And good riddance. Because now people like you and us and the many others and the Tea Party people can really take over the lower end of the Republican Party and start electing the top end of it too.
I like to say, you know, our platform that was taken to the convention was written out of our office, and I was able to present that to the platform committee, who took it to the state party. And we have a wonderful platform in the state of Illinois. I think, you know, it's not quite what Texas has, but it's a wonderful platform. And I was happy to be a real part of that.
The other people that were selfish about just their own preservation never bothered much about the platform committee and allowed you and others on it to actually give a great platform to the Republican Party. We stand for values, and so do the Tea Party people. They take their values all the way back to our founder for good reason. And we don't need a socialist government at the state level or national or anywhere. The complications of the regulations of socialism are something that just ruins life for business and for people. Think about it. If you give $1,000 you've taxed away from you that you would have otherwise spent yourself, that you make complicated decisions when you buy a home, your food or a car or whatever. There's a lot to making a decision. And as you spend your $1,000, there's a lot of factors in it. And you work it out and you get full value for what you think is a good deal for you. When they tax it away from you, now you are really getting beat up. Because what are you doing? You're paying the salary of some stinking bureaucrat, a whole army of them, a legion of them, existing millions of them throughout the country, who are going to write regulations about all of the different factors, your medical care. Look what a lousy job they've done with education. It stinks what the bureaucrats have done with education. And now they want to do that with health care as well. You're getting a lousy bargain when you get your money taxed away to provide you a service. The service should be between us and working out our deals on the things that we know that are good for us with the provider that we're talking to. And a bureaucrat can't possibly simulate the thought processes of a free citizen.
Well, that's why elections have consequences, and doing the work in the precincts to get good people to implement good policy.
And to educate them, to be able to educate them on the issues and to persuade them. That's what you do as a precinct captain, is talk to them about the issues.
Precinct captain like you, not like the Democrats are in Chicago, when there's somebody that comes along for a political job, they say, we don't want nobody sent. That shows you how ignorant those slobs are that are dealing out the jobs, that should be the statement. We don't want nobody sent. That's what you get from the schools of Chicago, which spend $16,000 per child. And what do you get? A stinking lousy education where the kids can't even, as adults, most of them, 3/4 of the graduates of the schools in Chicago can't do 6th grade arithmetic. That stinks. How are you going to live in life and take care of your family and know the worth of anything you look at if you can't even do arithmetic? The most basic of things, the most basic ways of thinking, and they don't even teach arithmetic in the schools of Chicago.
Well, they do a lot of that so they can keep control over the people. They
don't do it to take control over the people. That's just the incident of people that are in the system because they think the government can run things. The government is not your friend. And the worst part of the government is really the school system and the IEA, Illinois Education Association, that I call the enemy of the republic. The evil they do, and we'll get into it in the next section, the evil they do as spreads through our whole society. That's why I call the IEA the enemy of the Republic. And the next time I'll tell you the 3 elements of the evil that the IEA does. Not the teachers, but the IEA.
You know, our founder said it best. The best government is limited government. And when we come back after the break, we're going to be speaking with Ruth O'Connell. And we're going to hear more from Jack Roser about the enemy of the Republic, the IEA. Stay with us.